We've been taught right from our childhood that a healthy mind and then a healthy body. That is what is required. Without that, there is no perfect growth for an individual. So the body, and then things like yoga and exercise, all these things are focused towards a healthy body. We need to have a healthy body. Of course, healthy mind should come and complement. That's where the meditation, it brings in so much of focus in us, calmness. There is clarity. You will experience it.
Previously, I used to have a sore throat. Even I went to a specialist, also it doesn't cure. I need to go to visit clinic to get the antibiotic monthly. Then after the meditation, for 3 months, then I have a fever. After that time, until now, I became healthy.
February, I was diagnosed with diabetes. My sugar level was around 300. Then I started meditation continuously every day in the morning and walking. And within 6 to 7 months, it came to normal.
I had a kidney stone. Whenever I feel, the pain or something in my kidney stone, what happens is, when I used to get into that anxiety levels, wherein the fear kind of stuff. In a month of 30 days, the 15 days I used to have that, I will used to feel the pain. So that next 15 days, I will feel my energy level high. So this was the cycle actually continuously, and I don't see that anything that even if I get some pain, I just get the awareness, but that's it. It doesn't affect my my next action or anything.
Happy morning, dear friends and masters. Great afternoon, evening. Nagarjuna, the great teacher, who was in this meditative path, the Zen master, was with Buddha. And he followed that path. So he was very, very popular. He said, samsara is nirvana. You don't have to leave what we are doing to attain nirvana, or the moksha, liberation from suffering. He was very, very popular. He would go, he was a very simple master. He would travel around, go around everywhere. Practically nothing on his body, naked, meaning they wouldn't have any clothes. Think of maybe lion's cloth. Very simple. Didn't really care about the body. Everything is same for him at a physical level. Many masters transcend the body because it's so tiny. They basically give only the important that must be given, not more. If in the infinity it is so tiny, it doesn't really exist. A thief came to him asking him that I want to stop stealing, I want to become like you. I want to experience the same level of calmness and peace that you're doing. There is a context for it. So as he was traveling around, one of the queens in a kingdom invited him to the palace, and then he went there. He just go. He used to carry it's like a beggar, like, and used to carry, because most of them always lived by begging. That is to cut their completely ego. They value their time, so they really didn't care. So wherever they are, just ask for food. If a house gave, they would take that and then just move on to the next thing, the next thing. He was going around with a wooden begging bowl, and then so normal one. So when he went into the palace, she was very, very happy that somebody great master walked in, that energy, and respected him, gave everything, and then told, "Sir, I know you are carrying this wooden ball. I got a golden ball with diamond studded, and I got this done for you, for a master of you, where king of kings are coming to you, and if anything they're doing. So I really, really request you to accept this golden diamond studded ball, and then accept this, and please carry this." She was doing from her perspective. She had a lot of love and affection for him, respect for him. She thought that's a way to pay gratitude. She was afraid that this master will reject anything that's rich like gold and jewelry, diamonds, because the general notion is that spiritual people should live and shun everything and then live with utmost poverty, and then nothing, they should not have anything. That's a general misconception. Spiritual people mean they will not have anything, you should not have anything. Or if you have something, then they're not spiritual. In reality, they are two separate things, nothing to do with what you are experiencing in the body. She was worried, afraid that he's going to reject it, but then he did not reject it. He's an enlightened master. It has nothing to do with, for him, he said, "Sure, fine, I'll take it." Receiving and giving is equal in spirituality. Receiving, if I'm not able to take, I have a problem in ego self. There's a lot of times we only give, we can't take. There's a problem here. If something is giving unconditionally, so master accepted it, master knew. He's as freely as he would give that, he'll also take it as freely. And for this master, they're the same. As gold and diamond is same, or the wood is same, or that iron ball is same, they're all the same. It's a bowl that serves a purpose. Here somebody is giving, so he took it. So now, as he was going out with it along the way, now this thief who came to him was one of the very difficult thieves to catch in the whole kingdom. He's somewhere, and he somewhere got to see that Nagarjuna was carrying a rich ball, gold-studded ball. Is it this man, naked man, and then it just seems to be going around with such a precious thing? I can easily get this from him. So he tries to follow. And then Nagarjuna was hearing, okay, somebody is following me. He knew it. So he goes eventually into the forest, into a ruined temple. No windows, no doors, no roof practically. Then it goes into one of the halls or rooms inside there, and then sits down, and then he knows that this thief is following. The thief is looking and saying, wow, this is a matter of time. I'm going to be just getting it anytime soon because he's going to sleep now, so nothing to protect. It's an important parable for many aspects. Then Nagarjuna at that point throws this begging ball out towards the thief. And the thief was like totally confused. What is this ball is coming to me now? He's one of the senior thieves. So he's got some respect, he's got some stuff. So he takes the ball, quickly grabs it. He didn't have to do anything, Nagarjuna gave him. And then he grabs it, then Nagarjuna says, I threw it out because I want you to come in. Come in. I threw it out so that you can go in. Come inside, dear friend. That's what I asked him. So he walks inside and thanks him and says, thankful to you. This is one of the precious cards that I have. I would like to take this and go. But I've never seen anybody like this. You are really, really very compassionate. You are helping. You just gave. You didn't judge me. You didn't even judge me. You didn't say anything. I'd like to know at some point, whatever that you're doing, you are so detached. You just threw it away. You're not judgmental. You didn't do it. You just gave it. But you didn't seem to matter. So obviously there is something with you that I've been struggling to continuously still go and steal. I need more. So I would like to learn from you that detachment, that calmness in you, even though when you gave this most richest ball. We said, sure, you can learn from today. Come over, come with me, sit with me, meditate, and then you will learn it all, you know it. But wait a minute. He was even more surprised, even more shocked. Everybody told me so far, many saints, they all said, you must stop your stealing before you can come in. If you don't stop your stealing, don't come to me. All saints have told me, and so don't put that as a condition because I just cannot stop my stealing. That's my nature. What do I do? I cannot stop it. My nature is that. If you have anger, if we say you have stealing, you have, there is this values, ahimsa, satya, ashteya, aparagraha, brahmacharya, saucha, shantosha, tapha, swadhyaya, ishvara, pranidhana. There are 10 values that Patanjali Maharshi is prescribed and said, if you do all of this, then you become your practice becomes strong. And then if you say ahimsa, satya means must to speak truth, must not steal, must not ask for help, must have total concentration, and then brahmacharya means always in trying to do the most greatest things, so further you have a lot of interest. If we say all of these are must, to get into meditation, to know that nobody can get in. The yama niyamas, if we say they're all must, nobody can get into meditation because whole lifetime will go in trying to practice truthfulness, to ahimsa, non-violence, non-stealing. All of this will take lifetime. If we say if those are must to get into meditation. Nagarjuna said, I don't think you met any saint. If the saints have met, then your stealing has nothing to do with your meditation. They're two separate things. They probably didn't know what it means, meditation. Because stealing has nothing to do with meditation. You continue to meditate. And go on doing, in fact, he said, go on stealing. Do whatever you're doing, become best at it. But here is the condition, just one thing. Become very conscious when you do it. Become very conscious, mindful. That is the only thing I ask you to do. Meditation will support you to become very conscious. Do that. Attempt to be very mindful, conscious. So the thief liked it. He said, this formula is good. You're telling me that I'm such a dreaded thief and I've been only stealing, so considered the most worst, one of the worst values. And then you're saying, I'm capable of knowing the same enlightened nature like you. I'm like really baffled with you, but I really like you. So I'm going to take this formula. Then he goes. He goes and says, okay, I can continue to do my stealing, but I'll practice my meditation. He comes back 1 week later. He tells Nagarjuna, you're very, very clever. I could not even steal one thing in the last 1 week. I went to at least 10 houses, but not in one house I could even take something. If I'm conscious, I can't steal. If I'm stealing, then I have to be unconscious. Something is not agreeing with me here. Then you become very conscious of stealing. And then all these thoughts are coming. What's the point? You got so much money, you got so many things. Why are you going again and again for this stealing? So every time I'm tempted, this consciously thinking about all these thoughts come, and then so I pull back and go away. And so 1 week later, here I am. I'm not able to steal anything. I understood really, Nagarjuna. Take me as my disciple. Take me as your disciple. And he goes on becoming one of the best disciples of Nagarjuna. We hear all stories, dear friends. Gautama Buddha had the same, a disciple who is Angulimala. Became one like that. He was a dreaded criminal, but became. Our past has nothing to do with what we have to do to get into meditation. We don't need any preconditions. And what is this parable is telling is that everybody is equally eligible to be enlightened. Nobody is lesser just because of a past. We all are eligible. We don't need to carry any guilt whatsoever of what we have done in the past. It'll build awareness, so then we slowly understand what is right and not right. And so then we switch over to the right things. Right and wrong are relative within your understanding and evolution consciously. Your understanding, they're relative. It's based on your inner nature, your character. That comes from our overall evolutionary cycle. For some people, marrying somebody outside the caste is totally wrong. For some people, it is basic. That why would I not do it? What's wrong in marrying people from different castes? What's wrong? For some, they just don't get it. They say, it is, how can you do it? It is wrong. Based on their evolution, they cannot understand anything beyond. They are very relative to where we are, based on our knowledge. Then we slowly apply. It becomes wisdom. As we apply a few times, then we decide and say, okay, intercaste marriage is just as good as any other marriage. They're just people are people. They're no different. There may be some cultural misfit for which we have to work towards. If two minds are coming together, there could be a cultural misfit. They have to be open to this, come together to work on the cultural differences, because that's an important aspect of learning. So, dear friends, each and everyone is eligible, and there are no conditions for meditation. We do what we are doing, but then continue meditation, develop that consciousness. We are operating very consciously. We are very unconsciously unconscious. We are unconscious of many unconscious things. We slowly appear and become unconscious of conscious things through different stages. It should become a second nature to do right things within our understanding. It's going to happen with meditation. This week we are learning how meditation has improved physical health, mental health, and ability. So something about mental health, a few words. And then the wisdom note will carry a lot of detail about it. For some reason, it's not letting me speak on it, right? So it's an important topic. I wanted to make sure that we get it. Meditation is absolutely giving a strong mind. There is a reason why as you meditate, you start feeling good. And so the feeling good is all important. There are 4 aspects. Feel like you're loved, there is somebody taking care of you. You are. They're very important for the general well-being of this body and mind. A recognition, appreciation is always important. for anyone to stay inspired. It's just the nature of it, Our root center is about survival, you got interest. But the second center, sacral, is talking about belongingness. If people are caring for you, feel good. That's a belongingness in the universe, in the world, for you to operate. And the third thing, reward, is about the third center, Manipuraka. The solar plexus is always talking about some kind of empowerment. It's nurturing the ego. It's nurturing the ego. We are here as an individual self. We are also as energy. But we're an individual self. We need the care. And then we need to have some special, a little bit of identity. So your ego is nurtured. So your individuality is maintained. You feel good that you've done something. And then you feel happy about it. That's an experience. Nothing wrong about it. We don't attach to the ego, that's all. We have to stay detached. But it is important to experience something uniquely. And so that's reward. Our physical body, of course, any body needs to be healthy. So pains are there, always discomforts are there. So body needs to be tolerated in whatever state it is. Our emotional body, our moods, about our anger, this and that, all of them should be in check so that we have better interaction with the environment. People, we feel like we are cared for, and then we feel that, I'm being recognized, so I start feeling happy. These things are required. Now, interestingly, they all are coming through a chemical. Eventually, when sensory perception sort of experience an event and it's from the people around, then that translates into a chemical in the body, because that's what happens. So that we have that feeling into the body to say, yeah, this is great. Feels good. But the chemicals called dopamine, oxytocin, serotonin, endorphins are produced quite a bit through meditation. One is a reward chemical, another is a love chemical, another is a mood changing chemical, another is a pain relief chemical. So tolerance to pain increases. You start feeling good for no reason because the dopamine is there. You don't need somebody to come and specially recognize you. If that chemical is there, you are just feel good. You feel like a reward. Something that happens when you complete a task. You have listed 10 tasks in a given day. And then, you start ticking off 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. How does it feel each time you look at the list and say, wow, I self-appreciate, isn't it? You feel good when you finish up the task. That's reward. Meditation produces the same reward chemical. We're looking for external validation. Nobody's bothered about it, so we lack that interest. People don't care for us. We feel like nobody's loving us. They're not there. Now, oxytocin by default is giving that. It's making you feel like you're loved. That's just the effect of it. So difference. No matter what our mental state is, all these chemicals sort of help us bathe into those, and then let us forget past. Let us unnecessarily stop worrying about future. Because you're feeling good, and your mood swings are that they change automatically. If pain, discomforts in the body, are they develop ability to hold on to them and then continue carrying. And you also feel you're pretty much in all these, there is enough. You also feel pretty much that you are loved, you are good by yourself. Moving from loneliness to aloneness. No longer feel lonely. There is plenty of research. Please look at evocinstitute.org. Exploration of Consciousness, EOC Institute, one single word, .org. If you go into the website, that master has done tremendous job. I love that site. It gives you so much information about how meditation helps you to remove addiction, how it helps you to, PTSD, OCD, ADD, many things are there. What's anxiety? What's the cause of it? How meditation is helping. Because of these are there, because the dopamine is there, reward is there. You know what? The de-addiction, it helps in a big time. It helps in de-addiction. In 8 weeks of practice, of this meditation, if somebody hold on to our program for 6 weeks and then do 2 more weeks, and then we will say for sure they are getting de-addicted. If you're really looking to de-addict from a substance, or suppose you're attached to alcohol, coffee, where you say, I cannot live without my morning coffee, do you want to break that routine? Because you don't get your thermocol filter coffee. What to do everywhere? You don't get your filter coffee. It's not, something is not satisfied inside. Do 8 weeks of practice, and then it's going to, we're going to see the de-addiction. Now then you become master and say, when you want to have, you will have, not when the body is pushing you to have. In 8 weeks of practice, the de-addiction happened. Significant difference compared to people taking a 6-month steroids to basically the tranquilizers to the mind. And so they're all steroids. And so 6 months of taking medication still did not have as good an effect as a meditation for 8 weeks in a prison, for prisoners for de-addiction program. Very powerful. Let's go into meditation, dear friends. I wanted to say that our wisdom note will cover, but meditation is absolutely creating a sound mind. Because fundamentally of these hormones, in fact, there's another one called Anandamide. Anandamide generally takes us into blissful states, not only from a happy state to blissful state, Anandamide. All these chemicals are there, they're produced. A gas tank of chemicals are required, and so meditation is filling it up, autofill. It's a perfect autofill thing. It'll fill it up. Every day dose, it'll fill you up, and so then you feel all of this. We are practicing, dear friends, breath mindfulness meditation. Today, we're going to skip heart elevation process. Instead, I would like us to directly do Ana-Pana-Sati. We have leaders coming in to share. My good friend Sai Krupa Saga is there. Today, a former executive Cognizant is a CEO of a company called Coherence now. And also managing trust of Pyramid Valley is coming. And another leader from UK, she is joining. So we have a lot to listen in of their meditation experiences. So the practice is simple. As you see in the picture, sit down, dear friends, with eyes closed, fingers into fingers, feet crossed at ankles. If you're wearing spectacles, remove them. Close your eyes, observe your breath. Goal is to become empty. When you observe, your mind becomes empty. Be in that state of emptiness. If you have thoughts, attention back to the breath and again observe. Where do you observe? Anywhere on the nose as a reference point. Anywhere on the nose as a reference point. Observe your breath there. For anybody new, go back to listen to day 1 and day 2 recordings, but this process is sufficient for today. Close your eyes and observe your gentle, normal, natural breath. That will take you into empty states of mind and be in that state. When thoughts come, attention back to the breath again. Relax yourself, dear friends. Your eyes closed, relax your body. Scan your body from head to toe. Dear friends, with your specs removed, eyes closed, fingers into fingers, hands comfortably rested in your lap, observe your normal, natural in-breath and the out-breath. We are going into powerful group meditation. Observe your normal, natural in-breath and the out-breath, dear friends. Our goal is to empty the mind. When you observe your breath, mind slowly becomes empty. When you observe your breath, your mind slowly becomes empty. Allow yourself to merge into your in-breath and the out-breath, and allow yourself to experience the emptiness, the blackness. all emptiness is energy. The field of all connectedness. The field of all creation, the potentiality of infinite. The more you stay connected to this emptiness, away from your body, away from your life, the more expansive you become, the more possibilities you bring to your life. Everything that you ever experienced or will experience is here in this field of energy. The longer you stay aware of this emptiness, that void, that field of light, the more you tune in to the abundance of this healing energy, mystical energy, miraculous energy. empowerment energy or whatever, you can become aware of. Stay aware of that endless depth of that emptiness where there's no body, where there's no thing. Merge into the emptiness of your vast self. This is your greater mind. Everybody and everything are connected. In this field of energy, the longer you stay aware of this emptiness, energy, the more one you become, the more whole you become. deeper and deeper into yourself. Merge into this emptiness, consciousness. Recollect your experiences from the session, and whenever you're ready, you can keep your hands on your eyes for 5 seconds and then open your eyes. Okay, friends. We went longer in emptiness today. Hope you enjoyed that. Let's, as we are relaxing in this energy, just relax. We're listening to the great time to absorb. We're listening to our guest leaders today, and then leaders. Hi, Sai. Thank you for joining. Very Shri.
Hi, Chandra. Good morning. Good morning, everyone.
Yes, Larita. You are introducing, and is Shri there? Yes.
Yes, sir.
Hi, Shri.
Good morning. It took me a while to come out of that beautiful meditation. Thank you.
Okay, you can go back again. Oh, whatever, Lalita, please go ahead.
Yes, sir.
Whatever you planned.
Yes. Hello, friends. So today we have here with us 2 speakers. So firstly, I would like to introduce Dr. Sai Kripa Sagar, who is an accomplished technology business leader and a long-time meditator. He held the position of Vice President, Digital Engineering at the global IT services company, Cognizant, till recently. Sai was instrumental in establishing several new technology practices there. In his career of 30 years in the IT services industry, Sai has held several roles from developer to software architect to business leader and has worked in India, North America, UK, and Europe. Sai holds degrees in computer science and a PhD in international business. Having gone through an extraordinary transformation in his personal and professional life due to the daily practice of meditation, Sai has undertaken the task of spreading the magic of meditation as a primary side hustle. He has been practicing meditation for over 20 plus years now and is the managing trustee of Pyramid Valley International and actively supports several meditation projects of PSSM. With this, we welcome you, sir. Over to you.
Wait. And Sai is currently running a software company, Quantum Coherence Technologies, as entrepreneur CEO. Yes, sir, please go ahead.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Chandra. Thank you, Rita. Good morning, dear friends, and good evening to people joining from outside India. So it's a pleasure to come back to another session of this 40-day program from Chandra and Buddha CEO team to share my experience with meditation and a lot of other things. So yeah, in fact, I've always been grateful to whatever has been happening over the last several years. When you look back at it. So from a corporate, let me begin from how things changed in my career. It was probably around 1998 to 2002. I was at Microsoft working at Seattle. And as a young software engineer, being part of the different teams, every time I used to get into a meeting, my mind was filled with things to do and things not to do. It was always looking for threats. So every time I used to go into a meeting, I had to write down the points. I had to wait for my turn, and then I speak exactly what I planned. And anything off the track used to be causing stress to me. I don't know what I'm going to talk. There were a couple of reasons. Number one, obviously, being with a team of native English-speaking persons, there was this fear of whether you are speaking the right English, whether they understand your dialect, understand your the way you speak, right? And then the second one was also about, are you speaking the right things, right? Are you speaking the relevant things? And again, the reason there was I don't want people to be thinking, is this all what Sai is capable of, right? Is this all what Sai can do? Or did we hire the right person? Did we get the right person? Right. So that fear of what people think was predominant all through most of my career. Definitely the early part of my career. So that is how every meeting used to go. While I work individually, I'm fine, but in my interactions with the team, it always used to be that there is this second person always chatting in my mind. This is how you should talk. This is how you shouldn't talk, and things like that. Not that caused too much stress, but it wasn't efficient. Later I found out, right? So it wasn't an efficient way, not an efficient way of interaction. And then around 2003, when we came back and I joined Cognizant here in India, and again, very similar, you get into meetings with new people, you get into meetings with people who expect a lot from you because they just hired you. And that's a new company you need to make. So there is all this education that has been programmed in us, which keeps telling this is how you should do. Make sure you tell the right thing. You should be ahead of others. You should make an impression every time. You shouldn't ensure that other people doubt you. A lot of things keep going on. And then again, this was an all local Indian crowd. So again, lot more people start judging you, right? So how do I wade through that? So you end up working a lot, you end up working long and hard, making sure you are performing at your best. So that is when around 2000 to 2003, I was introduced into this meditation, Ana-Pana-Sati Meditation on the Pyramid Spiritual Societies movement, by none other than by my dear friend Chandra Palamassetti. Again, fortunate to be associated with him. So our initial meeting happened when we both of us were in the US through a common friend. So I got into this practice of meditation. So though I learned transcendental meditation early on in my career when I used to work at Noida, and then I used to practice it on and off. But then getting into this, the Pyramid Spiritual Societies movement and being associated with Chandra, and thanks to Chandra, I got introduced to Brahmarshi Patriji as well. And we used to practice meditation at home. We used to meet up over weekends to discuss books, discuss thoughts, right? And then how things are happening. And then I know Chandra's brother GK also used to help us a lot. And there were several other masters who used to help us in our meditation and understanding journey. So that continued for a while. And then I was continuing my work at Cognizant, started off as an assistant project manager and then become a project manager, though it was all more related to technology. So one fine day in one of the offices of Cognizant in Bangalore. So the meetings were happening and then everything was going fine. But one fine day as I was walking through the corridor, they had a long corridor. We keep going with a bunch of friends, a bunch of colleagues to the cafeteria from the office and things like that. That is a path that I used to take always. But then that particular day, something happened. I suddenly saw everything so clearly, so vividly. And you could feel that it was almost like I was seeing myself walking, I was seeing myself talking to other people, right? And I was seeing a sense of calm from which the words and the actions started happening. I used to see the corridor. I saw people moving. So it was a different perspective to my awareness. I can say now, right? It was a different set of awareness, and then I felt so happy that, oh, this is what is happening, right? I mean, you could see that clarity when you step aside from a problem and you see the problem. You can see the problem in its entirety, right? Otherwise, when you are part of the problem, it's always a difficult thing. So we call it as go one level up and then look at the problem. You find solution. So similarly, this sudden silence in the mind, that the person in my mind who used to make that noise suddenly stopped. But I could see what was happening in real time at that time without any judgments, without any because most of the time what happens when we at work, when we go from one place to another place, either something you keep thinking about something that you need to do, maybe the next meeting, next bug to fix, next what to be done, right? Or you keep chatting with colleagues on some other things. So it always happens. But at this moment, I felt that big sense of relief, big sense of clarity, big sense of awareness. And then I began to notice my meetings were not the same as it was like 8 or 9 years ago, when I was at Microsoft or early part of Cognizant. So when I used to go into meetings, I didn't have to note down things. It was very clear because the fear, number one, the fear of miscommunication vanished, and also the fear of what other people will think. Subdue. It didn't die immediately, but at least because of that, my responses were a lot more spontaneous. And it was that fear did not occupy my consciousness, right? My awareness. So that full breadth of consciousness, full breadth of awareness was used creatively and productively for the problem at hand. And I began to observe that. And then every meeting, every meeting was a joy. Every time I meet a person, prior to that, every time you meet a person, your mind is telling, hey, you need to go finish that work. You have a meeting at 2 p.m., right? And then you need to let go of this person. The mind keeps saying, oh my God, when is this person going to leave? You know the way it works in corporate, right? Someone comes into your office and keeps talking for hours. And then only the meeting deadline allows you to break that conversation. So the peak experience I had in continuation, I'm just continuing the meeting thread, was a client presentation at one of my insurance clients in the US. I keep traveling to present on new technologies and things like that. So again, this was a meeting where I was totally blanked out. So you walk into a meeting prepared, you have a 50 slide presentation to present. But when you walk into a meeting and then the client says a topic, mentions a topic that he wants to discuss, and that is not the topic that you have in your slides or you're not come prepared for. Ideally, we freak out, right? So we don't know what needs to be done. And I've seen people putting together a mishmash of people calling some people and all stuff. But in this case, I just walked to the whiteboard and started talking about the topic, right? 1 hour passed, and then everyone was so absorbed in what I was talking. I still don't remember what great work I did, but then following that meeting, the account manager came running to me. Sai, the customer is very impressed. He got what he wanted, and this is what he was trying to get from our team for the last few months. And he was saying, "Why did you not bring this guy much earlier?" Right? So I didn't know what was. The only thing I said was thank you. But what happened in that meeting? Later, I discovered that's kind of the state of flow that happens, right? When your mind stops, your right brain or intuition starts working, and then all your skills, all your knowledge start expressing itself. It was awesome. And again, yeah, as I recollect, there were several other instances where such things happened, but it also needed some courage to deviate from what is planned for you. Right. And in corporate circles, I know some of you might have been through every time before a client presentation, there is a rehearsal that happens. Right. And then people say, this is the word you need to speak. This is the slide you need to talk to make an impression. I mean, I used to go through the motion, but ultimately during the presentation, at that moment, whatever was needed, that used to come up and then used to speak up. Right. And then in the end, as long as it all went well, it didn't really matter. So I think that was the clarity that we get. So my biggest problem was that mind chatter. I mean, most of it programmed due to education, due to the way we grow up, due to the way our parents say what you need to do, what you shouldn't do, right? So the interpreter or your left brain keeps on talking, this is what. So the chatter stops, and then the intelligence in us starts coming up, the intuition in us starts coming up. And then my life has been I would say, a flow, right? So I'm just flowing with the things. I mean, in fact, several other things I just probably want to talk about. One important thing that I probably not spoken earlier on these sessions. So it's been a flow. So I was always confused between one is you're doing correctly, but what next, right? So what next, and what should I do next? What should I do next? I was always thinking. I went through tons of books on goals and the purpose, and what should I be doing with what is my strengths, what is my weaknesses, and things like that. But then in the end, I figured out through experience. I mean, the moment you desire at a certain level of consciousness, you desire and let go, and then things happen. So one incident 10 to 12 years ago, probably around 2000 or maybe 15 years ago, 2008 or 9. So there was this financial planning advisor that met me, and I was working in Cognizant. So he met me and said, I'm going to do a financial planning. You tell me your goals and let me plan your finances for that. So that time I said, see, it's like every youngster, at some point of time, you want to retire young and then start traveling the world and do what you want. So I told him, see, my goal is to retire at 50. When I am 50, I want to retire from a full-time job. And then he said, so that is when I probably will not have a full-time every month salary, this thing. So you plan accordingly. And then he went through all my goals and things like that. Then he came back after his analysis and said, Sai, yes, I understand your goal of early retirement from full-time work. But then it may not, given your conditions and states, it may not happen at 50. It will probably happen at 54 or 55. He said, okay, so if that is the case, let it be. And then we did all the planning and he obviously recommends several mutual funds, the investment strategy based on your risk profile, and everything happened. Then I left it. So that is how things have been. I've been, thanks to my meditation and thanks to my reading books, thanks to my practice of gratitude, and more importantly, thanks to the service. Service is one thing that Chandra really helped me, or he pulled me into it, right? So both of us were involved in this Pyramid Valley project. And every time he says, do this, do that. So it used to be, oh my God, why should I do it? Right. So there was this internal thing, but nevertheless, he is pretty insistent on doing some things which will benefit other people. All of you might have figured out by now. So I got into it. So Saturdays, Sundays, instead of going out, sometimes you go to Pyramid Valley, you do a lot of that. So he involved me in different roles while he was playing the managing trustee role at Pyramid Valley. So marketing, taking care of workshops, programs, so several things. So that continued. And then over time, we realized that's another key part of what we want to do. So fast forward to 2020. 2020 is when, I've been having this plan of taking a break from work and spending some time for Pyramid Valley. And things happened. Cognizant was a fantastic company. A few years ago, I wouldn't have thought of quitting Cognizant. But then things changed, the situation inside changed, people changed, right? And I also did my stint, a 2-year stint in London, and then returned back to Bangalore. A lot of things changed. It was the right moment for me to leave Cognizant in a very, cordial manner. So I voluntarily resigned Cognizant in March of 2020. And then within a few weeks, the pandemic started, right? And then we went through a lot of change and processes. So it was good that I took a break when things helped me make the right decision. And I took a break right before COVID. And then I completely dived into full-time service for Cognizant for the Pyramid Valley. It was good. But then I realized recently, when I quit Cognizant in 2020, I was exactly 50 years, right? And then I'm still able to survive without a regular full-time salary or a paid job. And how did this happen? There were a lot of things that happened leading to it, even without my conscious push or pull into it, right? So things happened that I got into a couple of, skip promotions while I was Cognizant. And then more importantly, my 2-year work at London, at my London office, really changed the dynamics. Right, because I was a vice president when I went to London, I happened to be put into a program, expat program, which had a lot of financial incentives. So my whole house rental was paid by the company, the transportation was paid by the company, obviously there are a lot of other benefits. So the 2-year stint in London multiplied my savings almost 3 times compared to if I had continued to work in India. So the conditions that led me into moving into London, the conditions that led my being put into that program. So all that shaped my financial safety or security, as you could call. And then it helped me quit the job, full-time job at Cognizant by 2020. It was so amazing, right? I never even imagined all this will happen, right? So I had that desire. And then let it go. The financial advisor said, this is what it is. And then things happen. Now, when I look at it, right, like Steve Jobs says, connecting the dots, all the dots are perfect, right? So it shaped, it moved me from one dot to another dot to another dot and moved me toward what what myself or my soul desired, and then that's what happened. There's several other instances now when I recollect and go back and see things happened, and I just went with the flow without disturbing it. And that has been my biggest learning. Just let it, I mean, but the most important point was silencing the chatter in the mind. That happened through meditation, number one. I can talk about the four wheels of my journey, right? Number one was meditation. Meditation silenced the chatter in my mind. I mean, removed the doubts, right? And then provided me some confidence. The second was reading of books. I mean, everybody, I mean, right from Patriji used to provide us every time I meet him, he used to provide the right books at the right time. And then thankfully, because of my mind chatter going down, I used to get most of my answers to my questions in books. And more recently, Chandra was the one who suggested Mind to Matter, another fantastic book that addresses a lot of questions, especially for people like us from the corporate world with a engineering and a science background. We tend to think too much, and we need answers more from a science base. And I found all that, right from why should we do meditation? Does meditation really provide all these benefits? Right, all those information was through books. And number three was service, and then I talked about how Chandra helped me stay on the line of service. Even when we were in UK, we had Brahmarshi Pitamaha over, and we had arranged, we actually created the Pyramid Meditation Foundation in UK, and spreading of meditation, doing classes continue. So service was a third wheel. And the fourth wheel for me that really worked well was gratitude. And that is why I know Chandra also has gratitude part in meditation. Any meditation that I conduct or I conduct classes, gratitude is a part of it. And the gratitude for everything, gratitude for the right health, gratitude for the right abundance. And it's been fun. There's four wheels for my life of clarity, my life of whatever I've been wanting, I would say flow. And it's been fantastic, right? And then today, again, for the last 3 years, been working for Pyramid Valley as a managing trustee. And then again, these 3 years have been a period of intense learning, reflection, gratitude, what works, what not works. It's three years, a lot of demons that creeping into you, right? Hey, you are a successful corporate executive. You have so much of technology expertise. What are you doing here? While your friends, anytime you go to LinkedIn, anytime you go to Facebook, which I don't do often, this is the last 3 years, you go there, you see all your colleagues being CXOs in different companies. So what are you doing here, right? What are you doing teaching meditation? What are you teaching, doing all these workshops, right? Then you go through those churn, you go to the confusion, but again, magically things open up, right? And then there are things that come in. In fact, there was one time when I was seriously considering returning back to a corporate job, right? I mean, low part-time consulting job. And suddenly, magically, one of my neighbors from my community, he drops by. Magically, I mean, we meet him while we do our walkings out in the community, but suddenly he drops in to ask a question because his daughter and my daughter go to the same school. He came in to ask something regarding the school. And then as he was leaving, he was asking me what I was doing. I told him, this is what I'm doing. I'm doing consulting. At the time I was doing some part-time consulting work. And I think he was at HP or IBM. So he said, yeah, that is better. This 24-hour job is always stress. You don't have time to do any other things, right? And you don't have a lot. I'm also planning to quit my corporate job. And that was like, because I was caught in confusion. And then there was this answer. So similarly, there are a lot of incidents, a lot of people who come in, a lot of books that turn up, a lot of wisdom that happens that keeps clearing your path, clearing your way. And I think the only thing that we need is, not allow the chatty mind or the left brain to disrupt your plans, and then provide full trust. Have that confidence and trust in whatever is happening right now. So along the same lines, I think though I've been wanting to do things more from a company perspective, do want to things on my own. So last November, I think there were a couple of opportunities that came up from my ex-colleagues to be involved in a startup. And around that time, I think me, Chandra, and Rakesh also, we've been discussing a lot of things that we wanted to do in common. So that is when we formed this venture. Since that time, this whole process has been happening. So this venture is up and running, and this is what, again, all our work, at least my personal purpose is kind of to ensure this whole knowledge and wisdom and practices that we know reaches millions of people. I mean, the only goal is to kind of move people away from suffering. I know there are a lot of people out there who are suffering this chatter in the mind, right? Just alleviate that and then help them progress in their own journey. So that is only my objective. And there are a lot of ways to do that. And then we're trying to build some technology components and apps to help do that, along with the wisdom and the practices that you all are familiar. So with that, I know I probably have taken more time than is needed. And again, thank you, Lalita, Veena, and the entire Buddha CEO team, and thanks, Chandra, for giving me this opportunity to share my learnings. Thank you.
Thank you, Sai. I always have so much to learn from you. I know you just narrated just 2 incidents or 3 events from your meditation experience. Now I know we have to get you somewhere for 2 days and then talk through, and the learning from each one with such a clarity of analysis. So thank you so much for doing this. You said one word, that my only goal is to help people move from suffering. Well, that's the intent. And so the consciousness is helping. You thought about retiring, you thought about having to have certain financial things, that's what the message you're giving. You think about, with the right intention, things happen. We let go of them and then they're happening. And in the most surprising way that we can ever imagine that happens. Dear friends, something that I shared deeply with Sai, a close friend, more like brother to me, that, we are, what do brothers do? We are like that close family, friends who come and go without invitations, go into anybody's home, come back. But otherwise, we've been together. We must have mentors or close friends who are also in the path of meditation with us together, so we learn together, right? Our purpose of this whole WhatsApp groups and all of this sharing is that you find who can help you and then talk to them. Definitely a journey together with friends, right? So we'll talk more about the part that I didn't cover too much about this technology that is building to promote and amplify meditation, the learning. And so I'm sure we'll invite him or Rakesh one of the days to talk about what that is that we're building. Is a good intent to spread it to everybody and anybody in the world, right? So thank you, Sai, once again for this. And we have Shri, and so we are, of course, running a little bit late. So hold through. And he's a young master, young leader, who's doing amazing inspiration, as well as doing some good corporate work with meditation, but otherwise, excelling in a career in United Kingdom. Yes. Thank you, Shri. I know you are busy traveling, minute-to-minute planning in India travel, but then you still chose to be here. Thank you.
Yes. So friends, quick introduction about Srimarni ma'am. Srimarni currently working as a senior product delivery manager in an IT consulting firm. She started her meditation journey around 10 years ago. Through this, she has found the meaning of true happiness, which previously she tried looking at materialistic things. Since she has been involved in running sessions at her workplace and taking mindfulness sessions for kids at a local school and for staff at NHS during the pandemic, she truly believes what Dalai Lama said, that if every 7-year-old is taught meditation, then we can eradicate violence from this world in 1 generation. Thank you for coming, ma'am. Over to you.
Thank you. Namaste, everyone. A very good morning. Thank you, Chandra sir. Thank you, everyone from Buddha CEO for inviting me to this session today. It's been a privilege and honor. where do I start? So I'll keep it short. So my meditation journey started, as Lalita said, 2012, actually 11 years now. At a time when I was going through a lot of internal turmoil. I just had my first child. I was working full-time in a country where you don't have much of support in a lot of things, household things and all. And also being torn a lot between the Indian way of upbringing a child and the Western way of upbringing a child, and not knowing as a new mother what was right, what was wrong. And my son also had some health issues. So before I go into the corporate side of the change that meditation has brought, I would like to say as a mother, how it changed me, because that was what drove me into meditation. And in the year 2012, I was introduced to this beautiful couple, Pranahita and Kiran, at an event where they introduced it was a 2-day event, and they had 2 brief sessions for meditation. And somehow I was going through this internal turmoil and looking for answers of how to get out of it. And I just felt like my prayer was answered that day. Having experienced those short, brief meditations. I think when I was young, I knew what meditation was. I have seen people doing it, but somehow never did it myself. But that day, I just got hooked and came home, and you know how life takes over. Everything else again became important, looking after my child, my duties as a mother and as family. I couldn't continue it as rigorously. So then we started the first online meditation at that time, 2012, over Skype. To keep the continuities. Every night we stood at 9 o'clock, 5 of us. And that's how my meditation journey started. And the first 41-day session, like, you know, many of you doing it now here, completely changed. And to say how it changed me, it's hard because externally nothing changed. I was still in the same house with the same family, the same job, but something internally, that peace of mind, you know, not being worried if my son felt sick, not being worried of if he didn't have his meal, not being worried, just going with the flow. And I think a lot of meditation brought me at that time was a lot of internal peace. I didn't understand the science. I didn't want to understand the science at that point, because whatever was happening, it worked for me. And one thing, notable experience for me at that time was, you know, we are taught like your thoughts create your reality. So my son, who was 2 years at that time, he used to get constant ear infections. So every time he had a cold, his ear would start oozing with pus. And I used to think, and it used to happen every month, because UK being a cold country, and kids being young, he would catch viruses, he used to go to the nursery. And it just every month it was antibiotics. And again, I was so worried because I knew the side effects of antibiotics at such a young age. After coming to meditation, I understood that I was creating it for him, because every time he had a cold, I would say, oh my God, he's going to have an ear infection, not knowing that I was doing it subconsciously. So I changed the thought pattern after coming to meditation. So when he would go to sleep with a cold, I would actually say some affirmations like, you know, your ear, your nose, everything is clear, you're all well. And you wouldn't believe, friends, since that day, he's never had another ear infection. And that just gave me such strong foundation that my thoughts are creating the reality. And since that day, I know it's hard. I'm conscious about what I'm thinking, because I know what I'm thinking is creating the reality around me. So that has been the biggest learning for me through meditation. And later on, after the books suggested by Chandra Sir, like Mind to Matter, The Power of Subconscious Mind, I've understood the science behind this, but at that time it worked and I just wanted to believe it. And then I had my second child a few years after, and it was a completely different experience bringing up my second child, because all the learning I had through meditation, I could apply it there when I was pregnant or after I gave birth. So I had such a blissful time the second time, the best I would say the best years of my life was when I was pregnant with my second child. So that my experiences as a mother, and coming to corporate world, I am quite an ambitious person career-wise, but again, I wanted to give equal balance to my family and my career. I didn't, obviously family came first, but I didn't want my career to suffer because I am now a mother of 2 children. So I worked for Capgemini. I started as a developer in 2010. And then I wanted to go into leadership roles, and working in UK, as same as what Sai sir said, you have this fear of fitting in, especially going into leadership roles, because one, accent, their way of dealing with things, they're all very different. As a developer, you're given a task and you do it, it's quite different. But when you have to go into meetings with leaders and into a management leadership role, I felt it was quite intimidating, thinking, I don't think I'm worth it, I don't think I deserve it. But after coming to meditation, I said, okay, the fear of failure died. I said, let me try it. If it works, it works. If it doesn't, I have nothing to lose there. And so I put myself forward for a role which I didn't have any experience in any of those leadership things. But again, probably as Sai sir said, the mind chatter died. I went with the flow in the interview again. I just was natural what came to me. I said, it wasn't like I had prepared for it. And they gave me that role. And since then, there's been no looking back. Every new opportunity comes, it's actually given to me because they now know what I bring to it rather than me going for it, which was what it was before meditation. So I think even in the corporate world, I've managed to, I've thrived with every project I've been given, every leadership role, dealing with teams of people. And the challenges that they bring. It's actually been an amazing learning journey through it as well. So, and obviously, yes, all through it, meditation has been a part of not just from me learning through it, but something I wanted to give back, because I know, I call it a rebirth since I've come to meditation, and I know how it can help so many other people who probably are facing something similar to what I'm going. So the first thing I started was starting sessions at my workplace through mental well-being sessions. So having fortnightly meditation sessions pre-COVID, which then turned into online sessions after. And the other thing also I was quite keen was because of my young kids, I knew if I myself had learned meditation when I was young, I probably would be something so much different, So I wanted to teach this thing to my own kids. And then I realized, why can't I do it for other kids as well? And which is why I approached local schools and taking meditation sessions there for them as well. So I think to brief it up, I think, as I said, it's been a rebirth since coming into meditation. It's changed all aspects of my life. I can't say a single aspect where it hasn't touched it. And it just feels like, when we call miracles do happen. And meditation has brought a lot of miracles into my life. It's got so many people into my life who have brought so much abundance of knowledge and wisdom that I continue to learn through them. And yes, so I think one thing that I have mainly learned through meditation is the power of the present moment. When you are in the now, when you don't think about the future, don't think about the past, you are just in the now, enjoying the present moment. That is what gives the biggest joy, is what's been my personal experience through meditation. And that the book by Eckhart Tolle, The Power of Now, which I take through me with any vacation I go into. I probably read it 10 times at least, and every time I read it, I find a different meaning through it. Has been one of my biggest, source of inspiration to continue to live in that power, in that present moment. Again, some of those, I would definitely recommend that book, friends, if you get the opportunity to get it. So yeah, so here I am. And again, it's been another privilege to be associated with Chandra sir and Buddha CEO. And I have so much to learn from Chandra sir and Vani ma'am. It's this trip was the first one I have been since COVID to India. And I did visit Pyramid Valley again, something I would recommend anybody who has the opportunity to visit, please go there. It's such a beautiful, enhancing place. And something you will experience the vibrations there. So here, thank you everyone for bringing me here and for the time given to me. Thank you.
Thank you, Sri. So crisp in bringing about your experience. All part of the spontaneous training that happens to us through our meditation. Really thank you. As a mother, so there is such a big topic there. How mothers are raising children. And so here is another great example, so if anyone would want to connect with her. An amazing job she does. We've gone to her home. Amazing job. With her two children are just taken care. Of course, they're going to push you in many directions because they are making you learn. We see that point. Then to make them learn. In many ways, if we change, they change automatically. And manifestations, she's the young mother growing into the leadership roles further and further, manifesting. And so thank you, that power of now, some of the book suggestions that he gave. But one thing is common, and Sai talked about it. Pyramid Valley International is service at Pyramid Valley International, which is a meditation center now. We take a lot of pride that we've at least 2.5 million people have been taught free meditation there ever since the inception. And in the last 3 years, especially the COVID time, has been such a tough thing. But then Sai held it together and in driving. So much happens now at the Pyramid Valley, including his own time to do many courses. Very popular, breath by breath. He's doing it. These leaders are. Whoever is learning this common is the service. And then we hear from Sri. He's doing sessions in Cognizant, in Capgemini. And he's doing sessions for children outside, other things. The service element is so ingrained. We are deeply grateful to Patriji for ever inspiring us all the time. But service is an essential component. We figured out if we serve, what we have multiplies, because the service is unconditional giving. And what you give multiplies, pretty simple. So thank you, Sri, once again. Thank you, Sai, for doing an amazing work and running Pyramid Valley, and then Sri doing a lot of work at Pyramid UK Foundation, Pyramid Meditation Foundation UK, right? Right. And yes, friends. So we have our leaders here. Don't need to summarize. If anybody has questions to them, do ask. Their practices, you heard what they're doing to an extent, but sure, you can ask. I think one thing that I would always ask is, what's your practice? Like, what do you do? And those of you plan only time till we're way past 7:30, so feel free to leave. But I'm asking Sai and Sri quickly there, what's your practice like? Sai, what's your practice like daily?
Yeah, good and easy question. So before that, I think another coincidence. I think we met in UK, right? While I was in UK, I think there are a few sessions that we had. I think Ravikran, there were some sessions that we did outside. Yeah. So nice meeting you. And again, my first New Age spiritual book was The Power of Now. Power of Now. So being in the present moment, Eckhart Tolle, and then the New Earth. Right, and that is when my New Age spiritual book journey started. And then, of course, once we got to Patri sir, there were a lot, many more. So nice meeting you. The wonderful coincidence again. And Chanda, yeah, my practice definitely every day morning. I do 45 minutes to an hour of meditation, and that is the core. And it's like become like, I think some of us who used to run, or I mean, yeah, it's been a while since I resumed running again. So any day you miss running, you feel a sense of uneasiness. So very similar is what I feel when I do not do this sitting practice of meditation. So every day, 45 minutes to 1 hour, and thankfully, even during my journeys, I mean, you know, we all leave early. Thankfully, the Bangalore airport is 1.5 hours away from the home. So I spend time in the car or in the flight sometimes to do my focusing, observing my breath. So that is the foundation of my practice. And of course, reading books. And some days you're overwhelmed with a lot of things, and there's nothing like opening one of those inspiring books that kind of clarifies a lot of things, and then spend time. That itself is kind of like a meditation for me most of the times, right? And service, we spend a lot of time. I mean, obviously the last 3 years has been different, but even otherwise, at least a couple of hours every day. I mean, doing some voluntary work at least once a day at Pyramid Valley. So that's how it has been. So my practice is meditation and primarily reading books. And as part of meditation, towards the end of meditation, I also do my gratitude practice, thanking for everything that happened the prior day, the last 24 hours.
So it seems like you're spending at least 4 to 5 hours a day, at least. Your meditation, your service, a couple of hours, and then you're spending time for books, which probably sometimes take a long time too, at least.
Yes, yeah, so that could be like a typical.
Yes. Wonderful. Sri.
Yeah, mine isn't as much as Sai's here. So I start my day with meditation, half an hour to 45 minutes, go with the flow. And then I go for a trek, which spending time with nature, again, I call it mindfulness part of it. The nighttime meditation, I try never to skip. I include some affirmations because after reading The Power of Subconscious Mind, it's what, the affirmations that go into your mind, which get absorbed by the subconscious during the nighttime when you're sleeping. So I try to keep the affirmations for the night meditation. Morning and night. And something similar I do for my kids. They are very hit and miss with meditation, and I don't want to force them as well because I would want them to do it with pleasure. And what I do with them is I play a set of affirmations I have recorded for them every night after they sleep and before they get up as well. And again, that has worked really, really well when they've not been well or they're going through some challenge at school. So that's a practice I do for my kids, but for my own self, it's morning and night meditation.
Fantastic. Of course, your time with the children is all spiritual practice. All right. Young children, so much time we spend, which is all about learning and counseling. All right, wonderful. It's for everyone. Thank you. Yes, Lalita, you have an announcement? Someone is saying a lot of reds here.
Yes.
Try to figure out what that means today. Yeah. Energy. Passion. Go ahead.
Yes. Thank you once again, Srimani ma'am and Sai Sagar. I mean, definitely without a doubt, such powerful sharings. So I take it from here, more meditation practice, apart from all the things that you said. I think that's what I need now the most. So yes, along with that, friends. So I think this is one of such examples that we get when we learn from, when we listen to other masters and listen to their sharings. So to continue this, even after your 40 days journey, Buddha Seva has come up with Saturday master classes. So every Saturday in the evening, 5:30 to 7 p.m., according to India time. So we invite masters from all parts of the world to come and share their meditation experience and their knowledge and wisdom sharing. So as part of that, today, being a Saturday, we have one session called Prosperity Consciousness by Mr. Rajshekhar Potluri. He is an Acharya of Quantum Life University and also managing trustee of the Life Foundation. You can join the masterclasses using the same Zoom details that you're joining for this 40-day program. and it will be the same continuing hereafter. So please do remember, we keep coming with so many sessions, and Saturday Masterclass is one such session. You can meet so many masters and listen to so many different topics and learn from them or listen to their sharings as well. The Zoom details will be the same, and the timings are 5:30 to 7 p.m. Indian time. We will share all the details in your WhatsApp groups. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. All right, friends. So thank you all. So we'll conclude here. And since I didn't see any questions, but anybody put it in the chat, so we will go forward. Yes, okay, somebody raised a question. So Sai, if you have to leave, and but if someone raised a respect, would you like to stay for a couple of minutes? I don't know, 5 minutes maybe. But any questions are there? Sure. I'm holding them back here right now. Yes.
Hello.
Yes, Adarsh, please.
Namaste, Chandra sir and the COT. Happy to see you. The very bright energies. So I'll just make it very quick, sir. Just a minute. So based on your lecture on day 7, that's one of the Buddha CEO team member asked the question like, sometimes the future events like big car, big home, so those are thoughts. So that was the question. So your answer was the process is active imagination. So you must have the clarity to imagine. That's the active imagination process through your mind. So it's full of thought and active mind process. So imagine, get enough clarity about what to imagine. That is why we draw vision boards, we do this program. And so, of course, it is a thought, of course, a feeling that you're actually building that, then doing it. There is no empty mind, there is full mind, conscious mind. So can I just make it much clearer, sir? I didn't understand properly.
Next week. All answers for this question are in next week. Okay, next week is manifestation. We're talking about it. So we will cover this thing. So pay attention to the lectures next week and we'll discuss it. All right.
Fine. Okay.
Thank you. We will just conclude this. And so Sai, there is a question. Can you take that? Sometimes work pressure makes me not to fully concentrate on meditation practice. How to handle this?
Yeah, good question. I think one of the common things is all of us have too many things going on during the day, and where do I find time for meditation? And like one of the Zen masters, there's a Zen story. It says, right? I mean, the Zen master says every day you have to practice meditation for 1 hour, and the person says, "No, I'm too busy to do meditation." Then you have to do it for 2 hours, right? So I think what I've discovered personally is the moment we start spending time in meditation, there are a lot of other things that clear up for you to make time for work. So work will always be there, but if we are aware of it today, there'll be a lot of time that we spend on unnecessary things that doesn't need your time. Or it could be some sickness in family, it could be some delay in traffic, it could be any annoyance at work, right? So the moment you start giving the time to meditation, automatically some of those clear up. Either, I mean, a lot of things that happened in my career, right? In terms of some difficult conversations, the time and energy you need to spend automatically vanish because someone else has taken care of it. So I think the best thing is spend time on, even when you are busy, spend time on meditation, 45 minutes to 1 hour, and see, I mean, for a month, try it out. You will figure out how it opens up space, it creates space. So meditation is not an additional time that you spend. It is basically making use of the unnecessary time that you spend on other things. You're trying to make use of that in your meditation. It's not additional time. It's reclaiming some of those time wasted in a practice of meditation. hope that's clear.
Wonderful. Couple of questions here to Shri. Let's ask her to take. What is a good time to engage and motivate kids in meditation? And then there's a follow-on question you can take that also. Shri ma'am, can you please share the kids' affirmations?
Yeah, so best way to engage kids in meditation is, I think I always say to you to be the role model for them. When they watch you meditating, when they see you as a family, you and your partner doing it, they will automatically get attracted to it. Instead of telling them to meditate, you do it and they will come and sit with you, join you. It again depends on the age they are. I tried to do it when they were young, so it worked. But again, as I'm saying, it's not very regular and I don't force it on them again. So yeah, the main thing I would say is you to be the role model. When you're doing it, when they see you doing it, they'll automatically get attracted to it. And in terms of affirmations, what I do is I just record it on my phone, whatever I feel. If I need to, I have a set that I record if they're not well. As I said, when my child had colds and ear infections, I would say your ears, your nose, your throat is all clear. My younger son had asthma, so I would say your lungs, your chest are all clear. So it varies on what you're trying to solve at that time for your child. There was a time when my son was going through a tough time at school with his friends. So I had recorded affirmations on confidence for him. So yeah, it's personal to you. Whichever area you want to work on your child, say affirmations in a positive tone, record it and then play it after they're fast asleep, because I believe that that's when the subconscious mind kicks in and it accepts the affirmations as true. So yeah, that's what I would say.
Okay, wonderful. Very practical. Thank you. One last question, Sai, and then we'll not stop you. What's the technique to stop mind chatter?
Technique is being conscious of your breath, which is what we're practicing, meditation that we are doing. So I think that is one key and simple, but something that needs to be practiced consistently. So the technique to stop mind chatter is being aware of the moment, being aware of your breath, observing your breath through our meditation process.
All right. So all roads have to come back to meditation. What to do? Meditation, positive thinking, positive speaking, and then all life is sorted and taken care. So thank you very much, dear friends, for joining. Thank you, Sai. Thank you, Shri. And so we'll see you all tomorrow on a Sunday long meditations. And we'll also summarize the week and more opportunity for questions and answers tomorrow. So see you all and thank you.
Thank you, Chandra. Thank you, team. Thank you, everyone.
Have a great day, everyone. Namaste. Thank you.
Thank you, friends. Let's meet back in the next session. See you.